Good morning, students. Today we are in the continuity of the topic turning moment diagram. In the previous class, we have discussed about the what is flywheel, what is a moment diagram or turning moment diagram, which is known as a crank effort diagram, and how the crank effort will be distributed, and the function of a flywheel, and what is the purpose of flywheel, what is the flywheel, mass of the flywheel, and weight of the flywheel. Okay, the dimensions of a flywheel, what are the types of flywheels. These are the contents we have discussed in the last class. Now we are going for a new terminology or important definitions in the turning moment diagram. What is maximum fluctuation of speed? For every turning moment diagram or for every moment of a crankshaft, we have to maintain a constant speed. In order to finding the constant speed, we have to aware that what is the fluctuation or the minimum and the maximum speed. What is the difference between these two? We will call it as a function of or fluctuation of speed. It is the difference between the maximum and minimum speeds in a cycle. Here we are call it as a speed. So we have to make a formula that n1 minus n2, where n1 is the maximum speed and n2 be the minimum speed. Next, coefficient of fluctuation of speed. So the coefficient of fluctuation of speed is nothing but the maximum fluctuation of energy, maximum fluctuation of speed to the mean speed. So mean speed we will call it as a n. So it is the ratio of maximum fluctuation of speed to the mean speed. And the coefficient of fluctuation of speed is denoted with a notation C suffix s. It is coefficient. So we are giving a notation C. Of speed means we are notating with a substitution as small s. So the formula is Cs is equals to maximum fluctuation of speed is nothing but the n1 minus n2 to the mean speed. So in the numerator we are mentioning that n1 minus n2, and denominator we are mentioning mean speed as capital N. That is for normal speeds. For angular speeds, we are simply we can substitute it as with omega. Angular speed is or angular velocity, since it is a 2 pi n by 60, so we are putting with omega 1 minus omega 2 by omega. This is a smaller identification of speed. Next, maximum fluctuation of energy. And the energy is a maximum fluctuation of energy is nothing but where fluctuation of speed in the continuity with the energy. It is the difference between the energy difference or energy differences is the fluctuation of energy. So here also the coefficient means capital C. For energy we are substituting with small e suffix c. So the formula is E1 minus E2 divided by capital E. Capital E is nothing but the kinetic mean energy or mean kinetic energy. So delta E by E is equals to small e by capital E. This is a main formula for fluctuation of energy. In case of if it is the ratio of excess energy to the work done per cycle, it is also known it as a coefficient of fluctuation of energy, that is small e by work done per cycle. Coefficient of steadiness. So the steadiness is the reciprocal of coefficient of fluctuation of speed. We know that the speed of fluctuation, it is omega 1 by omega 2, omega 1 minus omega 2 by omega, but it is a reciprocal. So 1 by omega 1 minus omega 2 by omega, the omega will comes to the numerator. And then what is the maximum energy that is stored in a flywheel? So let us take a flywheel is mass moment of inertia is I, and omega 1 and omega 2 be the maximum and minimum speeds of a flywheel, and omega be the mean speed of the flywheel. And as we discussed in the previous class, the mass of the flywheel is m and the radius of gyration of the flywheel is k. So the coefficient of fluctuation of speed. The coefficient of fluctuation of speed is the c suffix s, and the coefficient of fluctuation of energy is c suffix e or k suffix e. So the maximum fluctuation of energy, that is the differences of energy. So that is delta E or small e is equals to E1 minus E2. So where the energy is half I omega 1 square. That is the energy which was developed in the flywheel. Half I omega 1 square minus half I omega 2 square. Since where I is the constant, at any loads or at any speeds, mass moment of inertia is always be the same. So half 1 by 2 into I is the common. So 1 omega 1 square minus omega 2 square. There it is a omega 1 square minus omega 2 square. It will be look like a square minus b square. We just elaborate this a minus b into a plus b. So by elaborating that, e is equals to 1 by 2 into I into omega 1 plus omega 2 into omega 1 minus omega 2. There you can see the formula that the mean angular speed is omega is equals to 1 by 2 omega 1 by omega 1 plus omega 2. So we get I omega into omega 1 minus omega 2 by multiplying and divided by omega. We get E is equals to I omega square into omega 1 minus omega 2. So also we can write it omega 1 minus omega 2 by omega, that is coefficient of fluctuation of speed, that is C suffix s. So hence E is equals to, that means coefficient of fluctuation of energy is equals to I omega square into C suffix s. There I we can call it as a m k square. Moment of mass, moment of inertia, we will call it as a m k square. So we get, by substituting that, we get E is equals to m k square omega square C suffix s. At the same time, we can write it as the mean kinetic energy, capital E, is half I omega square. So where I omega square is equals to 2E. That means E is equals to 2E suffix Cs. So this is the or otherwise we can simply note it as coefficient of fluctuation of energy to coefficient of fluctuation of speed. The ratio will be always a 2. So this is a we need to remember for that. So by substituting all these formulae, we can get it the E is equals to 0.02 E C suffix S. Okay, this is the main formula we need to uh, remember first while solving the problems also. Next, what is the mass of a flywheel? This is a major content for energy storing. We have to put up a flywheel of disc type and ring type of flywheel. There, how much of mass is to be required for designing a flywheel? So mass of the flywheel in terms of density and the cross sectional area. We know the mass is equals to density into volume. There, for disc type flywheel, volume is equals to pi d square by 4 into thickness t. For rim type, the volume is equals to pi d into a, where a is the cross sectional area of the rim, that is breadth into thickness or width into thickness. Now the velocity of the flywheel is v is equals to pi d n by 60, where n is the speed. Next, that is the Hooke stress, that is centrifugal stress in the flywheel during the rotation If sigma is equals to rho v square. Rho is called the density of the flywheel of the material. Then coming to the turning moment diagram. There, the turning moment diagram for all the engines or for all the type of energy delivery is not a equal. So the turning moment diagram for a single cylinder double acting steam engine. Okay, that is the thing we need to go further. So the turning moment diagram for the single cylinder double acting, the figure will shows uh, the representation of the vertical ordinate represents the turning moment and the horizontal ordinate represents the crank angle. As we know that the crank in the diagram itself, we can see that the turning moment, the turning moment T is 0 when the crank angle theta is 0. So when we see the diagram here, the 0 it is the starting of the crank angle. That means initial state of the crank angle. There the T value is 0. That is putting in a small a also. It is maximum when the crank angle is 90 degrees, and it is again 0 when the crank angle is 180 degrees. This is a forming a curve small a, b, c that we can representing the turning moment diagram for the outward stroke. In the similar way, the curve CDE is a turning moment diagram for inward stroke, and it is so some what that it is both are same equal to the curve ABC. Why? Because the work done is the product of turning moment and angle turned. Therefore, the area of the turning moment diagram will represent the work done per revolution. But in actual case, the engine is assumed to work against the mean resisting torque as shown in a horizontal line, that is AF. The height of the ordinate small a and capital A represents the mean height of the turning moment diagram, and since it is assumed that the work done by the turning moment per revolution is equal to the work done against the mean resisting torque, therefore the area of the rectangle A small a capital capital F small e is proportional to the work done against the mean resisting torque. So this is the case of a turning moment diagram for outward stroke and inward stroke in the single cylinder double acting steam. For a note, make a note that when the turning moment is positive, that means when the engine torque is more than the mean resisting torque, as shown between the points capital B and capital C, or capital D and capital E in the diagram, the crankshaft accelerates and the work is done by the steam. Here we have to note it, the work is done by the system, or what work is done by the steam. Okay, that means the turning momentum is positive, the work is done by the steam. When the turning momentum is negative, the The turning momentum is negative. The crankshaft retorts and the work is done on the steam. So the acceleration torque rotating on the rotating part, that is T minus T main. T is the torque on the crankshaft at any instant, and T mean is the mean resisting torque. So this is the mean resisting torque. If this t minus t mean is positive, the flywheel accelerates, and t minus t mean is negative, then the flywheel will retards. This is the major thing we need to remember. Then the turning momentum diagram for four-stroke cycle internal combustion engine. Okay, the turning momentum diagram for internal combustion engine is of the is the engine shown in the figure will use the four-stroke cycle engine. We know that in four-stroke cycle, the internal combustion engine, there is one working stroke after the crank has turned through two revolutions, that is 720 degrees or 4 pi radians. So this is the major thing we need to remember. And in the diagram, the pressure in the inside of the engine cylinder is less than the atmospheric atmospheric pressure during the suction, and therefore the negative loop is formed, and during the compression stroke the work is done on the gases, therefore higher negative loop is obtained. During the expansion or working stroke, the fuel burns and the gases expand, therefore a large positive loop is obtained. In this stroke, the work is done by the gases. During exhaust stroke, the work is done on the gases, therefore a negative loop is formed. It may be noted that the effect of inertia forces on the piston is taken into the account. So while coming to the cylinder of four-stroke IC engine, a higher energy of positive loop is formed in the working stroke only. During the suction and the compression, may not be during the compression, it has to give a high effort to reach the maximum working stroke. So there is a negative loop will be formed. And turning momentum diagram for multi-cylinder engine. So a separate turning momentum diagram for a compound steam engine having three cylinders and the resultant turning momentum diagram are shown in the figure. The resultant turning moment diagram is the sum of turning momentum diagrams for the three cylinders. It may be noted that the first cylinder is high pressure cylinder, second cylinder is intermediate cylinder, and the third cylinder is low pressure cylinder. But actually the crank total angle is 360 degrees. Therefore, we are having a three cranks, so we have to maintain it as these cranks in a case of three cylinders are usually placed at 120 degrees to each other. Since the three cylinders, the total angle is 360, so 360 by 3 it is a 120 degrees. This is the diagram we can represent in the multi-cylinder engine. So the fluctuation of energy uh, that we have noted in the continuity of this, the fluctuation of energy is the differences between the maximum and the minimum energy, that is known as maximum fluctuation of energy. So for finding the maximum fluctuation of energy for any diagram, that the fluctuation of energy may be determined by the turning momentum diagram for one complete cycle of operation. Consider a turning momentum diagram for a single cylinder. Or sorry, the turning momentum diagram for a multi-engine cylinder that is shown in the figure. A horizontal line will make up AG will represent the mean torque line. Let small a 1, A3, A5 be the areas above the mean torque line, and A2, A4 and A6 be the areas below the mean torque line. These areas will represent the some quantity of energy which is either added or subtracted from the energy at the moving parts of a engine. Let the energy in the flywheel at A is equals to capital E from the figure. This is energy at B is equals to E plus, that means the continuity of the energy available at A, capital A, plus the energy delivered during the process of E, that is E plus A1, and the energy at C is equals to the energy up to the B is at A during A. So capital E plus A1, but up to the C is there is a negative loop generation of A2. So there is a negative loop is nothing but the minus A2. In the same way, the energy at D up to C it is a capital E plus A1 minus A2, and what is the A3 is a positive loop, that is energy by the engine. So A3 plus A3. At the same time, up to the same in the same procedure, we applied until the energy at G, that is equals to capital E plus A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 plus A5 minus A6. That is the ending of the cycle or starting of the continuity, that is the initial of the cycle. That means the cycle is a continuity. So the energy at G is equals to energy at A, that is cycle repeats after G. Let us now suppose that the greatest of these energies is at B and least at A. So let us consider the greatest is at E and the least at the greatest at the B and least at the E. Therefore, the maximum energy is at B. That means B is equals to E plus A1, and the minimum energy is at E. So where E is equals to E plus A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4. By fluctuation of energy, that is the difference is finally it is A2 minus A3 plus A4. This is the fluctuation of energy finding method. Next, coefficient of fluctuation of energy. It may be defined as the ratio of maximum fluctuation of energy to the work done per cycle. Okay. Let me know. Mathematically, we can write it as maximum fluctuation of energy by work done per cycle. Then work done per cycle, which is notating with joules, it may be obtained by using the following two relations. That is, work done per cycle is equals to T mean into theta. T mean is equals to mean torque, and theta is equals to angle turn, that is in radians for one revolution, and 2 pi in case of steam engine and 2 stroke IC engine, and 4 pi in case of 4 stroke IC engine. Suppose in case of the mean torque in Newton meter, it can be obtained by using the relation T mean is equals to P into 60 by 2 pi n. So 2 pi n by 60 we note it as omega. So P by omega. So where P is equals to power transmitted and n is equals to speed, omega is equals to angular speed. The second method is the work done per cycle may also be obtained by using a relation the work done per cycle is equals to P into 60 by N. But here N is the number of working stroke per minute, and capital N is equals to, in case of steam engine and two stroke IC engine, so small n we will write it as capital N for two stroke and steam, and N by 2, N is nothing but the speed, N capital N by 2 in case of a 4 stroke IC. So here we are writing a different values of coefficient of fluctuation of energy for steam engine and internal IC engines also, internal combustion engines. This is the fluctuation of coefficient of fluctuation of energy for steam and IC engines. That is the various values for single cylinder double acting steam engine. C is 0.01, single cylinder single acting 4 stroke gas engine 1.92, 4 stroke 4 cylinder single acting 4 stroke gas engine 0.066, 6 cylinders 6 single acting 4 stroke gas engine 0.01031, crossed compound steam engine 0.096. Okay, these are the coefficient of fluctuation of energy values for different variant types of engines. Next, flywheel. So flywheel is a, as we up to discuss now, flywheel is used in the machines, act as a reservoir which stores energy during the period, and the supply of energy is more than the requirement, and it releases it during the period when the requirement of energy is more than the supply. In case of steam engines, the internal combustion engines, the reciprocating compressors and pumps, and energy is developed during the one stroke, and the engine is to run the whole cycle on energy which is produced during this one stroke. For example, in IC engines, the energy developed only during the expansion or power stroke, which is much more than the engine load, and no energy is being developed during the suction, compression, and exhaust strokes in case of a four-stroke engine. And during the compression, in case of two-stroke engines, the excess energy of developed during the power stroke, and it is absorbed by the flywheel and releases heat to the crankshaft during other strokes in which no energy is developed. Thus, the rotating the crankshaft at a uniform speed. A little consideration will show that when the flywheel absorbs energy, its speed increases when it releases the energy and the speed decreases. Hence, the flywheel doesn't maintain a constant speed, it simply reduces the function of speed. In other words, the flywheel will control the speed variations caused by the fluctuation of energy in a turning moment diagram using each of the cycle of operations. In machines where the operation is intermittent like the punching machines and shearing machines and reverting machines and creatures, the crushers, the flywheel stores energy from the power source during the greater portion of the operating cycle and gives it during the small period of cycle. Thus, the energy from the power source to the machines is supplied practically at a constant rate throughout the operation. The function of a governor in an engine is entirely different from that of the function of a flywheel. It regulates the mean speed of a engine when there are variants in load. That is, when the load on the engine is increases, it becomes necessary to increase the supply of the working fluid. On the other hand, when the load decreases, less the requirement of the working fluid is very less, so it will supplies the uh, or it will the governor automatically controls the supply of the working fluid to the engine with the varying load conditions and keep the um, mean speed of the engine within the certain limits. Just now we are up to now we have thought that the flywheel doesn't maintain the constant speed. It simply releases the fluctuation of speed. So it doesn't control the speed variations which are caused by the varying load. So the coefficient of fluctuation of speed, the difference between the maximum and the minimum speeds during the cycle is called a maximum fluctuation of speed. The ratio of maximum fluctuation to the mean speed is known as a coefficient of fluctuation of speed. So for writing the formula, uh, we are taking into the account that the coefficient of fluctuation of speed is the difference between n1 minus n2 by n. N is the mean speed. So where n1 and n2 is the maximum and minimum and the mean n is the n1 plus n2 by 2. So while writing the formula into uh, different speeds, that means normal speed and angular speed and with velocity, n1 minus n2 by n or 2 into n1 minus n2 by n1 plus n2. For angular speeds, for 2 into omega, replace with uh, normal speeds with omega, that means omega 1 minus omega 2 by omega 1 plus omega 2. In terms of linear speeds, that means with the velocity, 2 into v1 minus v2 by v1 plus v2. The coefficient of fluctuation of speed is a limiting factor in the design of a flywheel. It varies depending upon the nature of service to the flywheel which is employed. The reciprocal of the coefficient of fluctuation of speed is known as the coefficient of steady line. So the formula is n by n1 minus n2. What is the energy stored in the flywheel? Okay, this is the topic we have already covered that. So the formula is finally 2E into Cs. C is the coefficient of fluctuation of speed and E is the energy. So that is mean kinetic energy. Capital E is the mean kinetic energy. That we are getting the formula finally. Delta E, that is coefficient of fluctuation of energy, is m r square omega square c square, that is m v square c.